Alright, hey everybody, so, yeah, we're back with a Spider-Man 2 video. Yeah, I thought I already had everything. So, basically, this is a video where I'm just gonna do a quick discussion on, basically my hope, or my number one hope and wish for the New Game Plus patch that is going to come out soon for, Spider-Man 2 here. Now, some people were a bit, like, pissed, I guess, that, or maybe just upset or disappointed that, this game did not come with a New Game Plus system at launch, or in a post-release patch pretty quickly after the game came out. Thing about it, though, is the first game didn't have New Game Plus going into it either. That came out about a month after the game launched. And on top of that, it wasn't perfect then either. What they then did is they patched it in another patch. I think that was released with the DLCs, or the first DLC, that allowed you to New Game Plus from a New Game Plus save file. Yeah. So, basically, yeah, it's coming. They already announced it's coming March 7th. It is going to, well, that would be 4 months later. November, December, January, February, March. 5 months later. 5 months after launch, just about. Or, I think actually less than. The game is going to officially get its New Game Plus patch. Now, we did get confirmation from one of the people that works at Insomniac Games, where they are, or the patch in regards to at least New Game Plus playthroughs, and I'm assuming as well mission replay, because that's also going to be a feature in the game, is you're going to be able to replay a good amount of the missions from what I understand. That was in Miles Morales, and they're bringing it back for this game, which is good. I really would love it if they could patch that into the first game, at least the remaster of the first game, because I feel like that should be in it, as well as I think that they should add a few of the suits that are in this game, mainly the Amazing 2 suit, into the first game, but yeah. And, yeah, so, yeah, but that'll be a good feature that'll come, we'll see when it happens. But here's the thing, for the normal play of the game, when you're playing through the game, at least for the first time, you are trapped as one of the two versions of the symbiote suit that this game has for the story missions where this suit is applied. And you need it for, like, the cutscenes and the story and everything. And I get why that is. And also for the cutscenes where Peter gets the suit and then it's taken away from him, the game defaults you to the Advanced Suit 2.0. Now, with the first game, in regards to the New Game Plus system, what they did is they patched, or they did a workaround to where if you did a New Game Plus playthrough, the game would skip over the cutscene, or skip over the bit of the cutscene where Peter is developing the advanced suit from the classic suit. And what happens is that instead, when you do a New Game Plus playthrough, it'll skip over the portion where he's specifically making the advanced suit, and it'll keep your chosen suit on him, and it'll play the cutscene with it. So yeah, it's basically just him repairing the suit as opposed to making the advanced suit. Canonically, though, within the game, it is still the advanced suit that he is wearing after he is supposed to have made it in the game's story. So yeah. Miles Morales, however, did that differently. I don't know why, but they just did. Where if you do a New Game Plus playthrough of that game, no matter what suit you have equipped to Miles, it will default him to the different suits he has that he switches to within that game. Like, he starts out with the sportswear suit, as you can see right here. he then transitions to where is it? Here we go. The Great Responsibility suit. After Peter gives it to him, on the one hand I can understand, on the other hand it's kind of annoying. But it is part of Miles' development, so I understand it. But then he transitions to the classic suit, and that cutscene is basically, it's in real time, but it defaults Miles to the classic suit. And each time this happens, you need to switch to whatever suit that you personally were using for that playthrough, if you were wanting a complete playthrough of that. After that, though, since those cutscenes are pretty early on in the game, that wouldn't happen, because Miles doesn't change his suit after that. So yeah, and the cool thing is, well, the first game for some reason did not have a system where Peter is in whatever suit you picked out for him, and during the cutscenes where when he has his mask off, he's defaulted to the advanced suit. Because this was the only suit in the first game, for some reason, that they made a version of it where Peter took the mask off when Aunt May was dying and wanted to see Peter's face for the last time and everything, and revealed that she knew he was Spider-Man. So yeah, in Miles Morales, though, no matter which suit you had on him, Miles would take off the mask in whatever suit you had on him. That goes for this game, too, and luckily they also made it better for Peter, where he is wearing whatever suit that you have on him for those cutscenes, when he's in a normal suit at the very least, and or a regular suit, or whatever suit you have on him and everything. And it'll show this game's Peter's face. And for Miles, it'll do the same. So they carried that over from Miles Morales, which was good. Unfortunately, I think that caused some weird, glitches within the game. But yeah, but granted, there were some glitches in Miles Morales too, but none as severe as this game would have. So yeah. But this game, when it comes to cutscenes, it'll default, at least when it comes to the cutscenes where it transitions from Peter having what is supposed to be the Advanced Suit 2.0 to the Black Suit, and from the Symbiote Suit to the Advanced Suit 2.0, and then I think from the Advanced Suit 2.0 to the Anti-Venom Suit, as well as the cutscene in Peter's mind where he's still blaming himself and crying over the fact that his Aunt May died. It defaults Peter to the Advanced Suit 2.0. Now, I understand this for story reasons, and I understand that for a first playthrough or from a fresh save file. That is not a New Game Plus save file. However, for New Game Plus and Mission Replay, in my opinion, that really shouldn't matter in regards to what suits you're wearing. Now, I forget his name, but one of the people that works at Insomniac confirmed on Twitter a few weeks ago that, I think after New Game Plus was announced, that no matter what suit you're wearing, the game will reflect what suit you picked. So, for instance, I have the Amazing 2 suit on. Supposedly, what that means is if I wear the Amazing 2 suit in certain, scenarios, cutscenes, whatever, that the game should reflect me wearing this suit. So, yeah. Oh, no wonder I'm defaulted here. I wasn't too far off from Avengers Tower. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then, also, and, this, so, yeah, so that, the game defaulting you to certain suits in certain scenarios got annoying to some people, me included, because, in certain scenarios with certain things, it really shouldn't matter, I think, what suits you're wearing, as long as it matches the cutscenes. The first game, like I said, did this pretty well by not having really any scenarios where Peter changed his suit or anything, or the game didn't default you to any suits, except for actually, right, I remember this. The first game still has, though, it defaulting you to the, let me see, because it's in here, the anti-ox suit during that portion of the game. And I think that was mainly not only for story reasons, but also the fact that this suit is the only one in the game, in the first game, where it has a partially destroyed helmet / mask on Peter. And also it's right. I forgot. It's also the only other suit besides the advanced suit where it has a helmetless version of Peter on it. This was a bit annoying. I think a lot of fans wished that they could switch up what suit they were wearing for that, because I think, here's my thing, in regards to the first game, if Insomniac could go back and patch it to do this, and they have gone back to patch games that are pretty old, like Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 reimagining of the first game that followed the movie's story rather than the first game's story, and remastered a bunch of classic stages from the first game and had other things in it as well to follow the movie's story, and version of events and everything. They went back in 2021, I want to say it was, and patched the code, so on PS5, if you play the game runs at 60 FPS. And that's honestly really cool. The PS4 version of the first game, they didn't patch it on PS5 to run at 60 FPS. What they did instead was the remaster, to release with Miles Morales for an additional $20. To sell more copies of Miles Morales, I'm pretty sure. Because that was the only way for the longest time on PS5 that you could get that version of the game. When right before Spider-Man 2 came out last year, they instead they made it a not only, I think, standalone purchase of, I think, $20, but also if you had a copy of the PS4 edition of the first game, you just need to put it in your PS5, and then you could buy the remaster for $10 more. So yeah, just to make sure people could get caught up on the story and everything, as well as probably sell a few more copies of the first game's remaster before this game came out. So yeah, so that was for a few different reasons, and it was really dumb that when the remaster of the first game and Miles Morales came out on PC, that it took like, I think, over a year or so for them to make that a thing on PS5. You would think that they would make it a thing on PS5 earlier, but whatever. But yeah, because Miles Morales was a launch title for the PS5, and the remaster of the first game subsequently was also a launch title for the PS5. Because, well, the 2018 game sold really exceedingly well. I think even more so than they thought it would, because it was such a good game. And then Miles Morales was a highly anticipated mid-quel sequel thing before the official full second game came out. So yeah, but anyways, if they could patch into the remaster the ability to, I understand why you can't choose anything why you can't choose anything other than the anti-ox armor or anti-ox suit for that portion of the game. What I would think, though, would be great is if you could choose a different armor. In the first game, there's a bunch of different armors. In this game, they removed pretty much the majority of them. But in the first game, you have the Iron Spider armor, the comics accurate version from the DLCs, and then also you have the Iron Spider suit from the MCU. You got those in there in the first game. You had the different spider armors and everything. One's from the DLC, the others are from the base game that you can just unlock and everything. But yeah, I honestly think that limiting the suit selection to... what the fuck is up with the eyes on this shit? The eyes on this look like the animated series from the 90s. What is wrong? What? That's not how the eyes are supposed to be. Those are how the eyes are supposed to be on this armor. Or on this suit. Man, they screwed that up. Everything else looks basically like it should, but the eyes, they're supposed to be like this. What happened there? Like, what? That is interesting. They just use basically the MCU's eyes as a thing. Anyways, I'm getting off track. But yeah, that would be great if they could patch that in. It would take some doing, I'm willing to bet, and they would have to, I think, model Peter's head onto every one of those suits within the first game, and also like mod the different armors to be able to match the damage inflicted upon the anti-ox suit in the first game during the cutscenes. But other than that, I think that they could do it decently well. In fact, there's the armored advanced suit in the first game, which I'm surprised isn't here in the second. That I think would go really well with it, with that cutscene. But yeah, or with those cutscenes. But yeah. And then Miles Morales didn't have anything like that, so yeah. But here's my ultimate thing here. Now that this game has the ability to, or has Peter in his regular suits and the different symbiote suits, they have the game will allow his head to be seen without the like top of it or the mask or whatever. And like every suit in this game has that. What would be great is if in a sub-menu of the suit selection screen, if we could have, or in the menu of the suit selection screen, we could have a sub-menu where we pick what suits are the regular suit that we wear throughout the game, and what suit would be for the symbiote suit. This would allow the game, I think, to naturally transition from one to the other in the cutscenes where Peter gets the symbiote and where he loses it. And I think that would be great. And I think that limiting this to the what do you call it? To the what was I gonna say? Basically, when it comes to symbiote suits, limiting it to the different symbiote suits in this game would be good. Granted, there are not a lot of symbiote suits, unfortunately. You have the black suit, the symbiote suit, the anti-ox suit, the web black suit from Spider-Man 3, and the classic black suit. And there are variant colors for the black, or for the classic black suit, and they are going to add more suit styles to at least these two. But what I've been suggesting to Insomniac, I think I definitely suggested it at least I think a few times in their Discord server, as well as I think to some of their people on Twitter, is having a sub menu that would allow you to set which of these are which during your playthrough. Because I think what's cool, or what would be cool, is if, for instance, you have the web suit, aka the suit from Spider-Man 2 and 3. You set this as the main red and blue suit that you wear, then you set the web black suit, and it naturally transitions when Peter gets the symbiote put on him and when he gets it taken off. I think the game should be able to handle that kind of a thing. To me, it seems like that should be good. I think what also would be cool is if you had like a variance of the web black suit where like maybe it's white and black, like the anti-ox suit. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, because one thing I want to do is do a playthrough where it is the two web suits. Because I did a playthrough of the original version of the first game where it was all in the web suit. And I kind of do want to go back to the first game at some point, the remaster, and redo that playthrough with the remaster and everything, because that would be cool. So that you would, and the reason I want this is so that you don't have to change the suits, because what I feel like it's going to do is just like Miles Morales, when it gets to those scenes where it transitions between Peter getting the symbiote and when it gets taken off, it's going to default you to whatever version of these suits are in the cutscenes, and then it's going to default you to the Advanced Suit 2.0. And I don't want that at all. I really think that this game should be able to handle it. There's also something I really want Insomniac to do, and that is add more like symbiote suits or symbiote style suits, and make some fan dreams come true. So for the Amazing Spider-Man 2012 game, that was the tie-in sequel game to the movie, as a 100% completion reward for 100%ing the game gave you a red and black version of the movie's version of the classic suit. And that version of the suit has not been seen outside of that game since 2012. And I've suggested this in Insomniac's Discord server, I know that. I suggested this on Twitter and whatever, and I think I suggested it in my my video talking about all these different suits in the game, or in this game. I really would love if they could do in a patch, because they are going to do, thanks to the leaks we know, and because of the first game doing it, we know that they're going to do patches where they add suits, and probably when they eventually get to DLC expansions for this game, I think that they're also going to add in suits like they did for the first game's DLCs. And also they did it for Miles Morales, where they patched in another suit after launch. I'm trying to remember what suit it was for Miles that was. I think it's this one. I think that this was the one that got patched in. But yeah, if I'm remembering right, because I think I am. I actually really like that. I know some people really don't like this suit. I do like this suit. It looks cool. But yeah. I really do, and literally it is just a black, white, silver, and gray recolor of this suit. So literally all you have to do is change the color palette on these, or on this suit, patch it in, put it like right next to this, and I think it like the web black suit is right next to the red and blue variant. I think that would be really cool to have in here, because Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man never got to do the black suit stuff, the symbiote arc, and I think they were like in the pre-production phase when they were still planning stuff for Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think that they might have been planning on doing that. I think there has been concept art where one of the concept artists drew, or maybe a few different ones where they drew Andrew Garfield in a black version of the Amazing 2 suit for a possible new symbiote storyline adaptation. But yeah, and one thing that would also be really cool is if you took the concept art from Amazing Spider-Man 3 of Andrew Garfield in the black suit and applied it to his Amazing 2 suit. And you made a whole symbiote version of this suit. Because that would honestly be really cool. You take that design, you just translate it onto this suit, you do the palette swap, you do the different, I'm assuming the different Spider-Man logos and everything, different eyes and whatever else is going to be on it. And you just do that. I think that would be the best option possible to do that. You put it right next to this one, that'd be great. So yeah. So how would I do the sub-menu thing is probably what you're asking. So in this game, we already have sub-menus in the suit selection screen. So you look right here at the 2099 suit, you click it to equip it, and then you choose the suit style you want to go with. You either have the one that's from the first game with some, I think, added detail or just some sprucing up. That's also a version that has been, or that replicates other games' use of it, where it is a, like, dark shade of blue as opposed to what it should be, which is the more comics accurate version in regards to how it's described, the black version. So yeah, and I'm very much glad that they included this variant in the game. It's so good. Because I know a lot of people, including me, would have loved to have this in the first game, but yeah. But they didn't have suit styles in that game, or Miles Morales. But yeah. So, when you could have another sub-menu where, let's say you choose the Amazing 2 suit. You click on it, and what should happen is, let's use the Advanced suit as this. It brings you to another sub-menu for instance, if it's a suit like this, where it has suit variants, or suit styles, you choose one, and then after you choose the style you want to go with, or if it doesn't have a style at all, like the Amazing 2 suit, what you then do is you then bring up a separate sub-menu where you set it to the suit that you want for the entire playthrough. So yeah, at the very least, as this variant, or this version of the suit, you know? So yeah. And then, when you pick a symbiote suit, you can set it in the sub-menu. Like, for instance, these have the suits. These don't have suit styles yet. They're going to be patched in. But you go here, and then you choose a suit style. First of all, there's the black version, comics accurate, like more purple version, an anti-ock version, and then the one that's reminiscent of the 90s show. You pick that, you go to the sub-menu, you set it as the one that's in the game as the symbiote suit you wear within the game. That would be great for the web suit as well. You just automatically set that as that. And then the web black suit. And then, but then you ask, well, what do you do in regards to if you don't want to set either of them? Easy. You just clear it. You clear it. And the game would then have an option to do that. Like, if you don't want to set that suit as what gets put there automatically by the game, depending on what part of the story you're in or what cutscene you're at, you have an option to cancel that. You know, you're just wearing the new version of this, or the new suit that you want to wear. You know? Yeah. So yeah. I love that this suit is in the game, and I can't wait to do a New Game Plus playthrough where during the symbiote missions I am wearing this shit. That'll be great. This is probably my favorite Spider-Man suit of all time, by the way, the wet black suit. I can't really explain it. I know it's just a black and white, or black and silver and gray variant of this one, but also there's the new spider emblems that are there, because if you don't notice, they have those where it's more, like, threatening. The eyes are a bit bigger and, I think, more pointed. At first, I didn't notice it until I really looked at it, but the eyes are different. They are slightly different because they're more angular and more big to, I think, match the look of the classic symbiote suit from the comics and everything and the animated stuff. But, yeah. So, yeah. And, okay, so this is a second thing, and I'm just going to show this off with the noir suit from Into the Spider-Verse. So, in the settings, this is something that I don't think everyone knows. I'm trying to think of where this is. Film style animation, right here. Turn that off. And on these suits that are from the Spider-Verse movies, for both Miles and Peter, you have that shit turned off. That was a suit style, I believe, or suit mod in Miles Morales. Because that's where they introduced the Into the Spider-Verse suit for Miles. They introduced the Into the Spider-Verse suit for Peter as well, but he didn't have it. Because I don't think they thought of it. So, yeah. That's another thing as well. You have a separate, like, sub-menu in the settings. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where it could go. Maybe gameplay? Like, let's say you have below all of these, or like right up here in gameplay settings, maybe. Above the challenge level modifiers. Or maybe here. Maybe here. Okay. But yeah. So you have all these. Somewhere in this menu, then, you would have the ability to set what suit gets seen in the cutscenes. Like, you have regular suit, or red and blue suit. You set it to which suit you want. Symbiote suit. Set it to which suit you want. And it's limited to just those. You know, the regular suit that you would have is limited to the non-symbiote suits. Symbiote suit, you have it set to the symbiote suit you want. So the game can then default during those specific cutscenes to what you want. I think that would be a very good thing to have. Yeah. And that would allow the game to easily just do that kind of shit. So, yeah. I didn't turn that back on. I mean, if they can have all these different options in here, to do that, like, they can easily just do what I suggested. You know? Hold on. Just gonna do a quick, like...
Looks like they're hunting for something. Better put a stop to it. Spider-Man! Will not escape! Pet enforcement here. We're in violation of several ordinances. That wasn't too rough.
So yeah. So yeah, I think that is just my, I'm so glad that this has variant web wings. But yeah, that would just be what I would want for that. I understand why they initially didn't have it. It's mainly for story reasons, I feel. Just to have the full impact of it. But yeah. And then, so yeah, so that would be my biggest wish for the New Game Plus thing. And as I've said before, I would love if they could do the, I think it's called the all-new black suit, in the 2012 movie game. I would love if they could do a version of that for this game. Because I'm just very surprised that they didn't include it, but yeah. It's kind of an obscure suit, and I'm not necessarily surprised that maybe they weren't aware of it going in, but I think some people did make, or did mention it on social media. I know I was one of them. So, hopefully in a future patch, or DLC or something, they'll add it. I would love to have it in this. But yeah.
There's the bus. Gotta save those people from the symbiotes. Stay calm, everyone. I can handle this. Just hang on a little bit longer. Get somewhere safe as soon as you can.
You saved me.
Yeah, I was just waiting for this to explode. This game's story isn't perfect, and in a future video I do plan on going over that. It's just that I actually like the way this game's gameplay is for the most part. The only thing I don't really care for is the parry system, because I feel like the timing is very weird and inconsistent. But, yeah. But I very much love that the web black suit is in the game. I have not played this game since I originally played it back in October. Specifically because I was waiting for New Game Plus to be able to play it again. Because that would be just great.
Symbiotes. Can't let those people get hurt. Watching your back. Hope I'm not intruding. Never. Let's do this.
Sweet. I gotta bounce, but I appreciate the assist.
All right, but the next post-fight piece is on me.
Also, I really love that, like, whatever suit you have on Miles is reflected. Which, by the way, in regards to that as well, if we're allowed to wear whatever suit we want in cutscenes, that'll be really cool. Or in the sections. Because that'll be also really cool for the sections at the end of the game, where it's like Symbiote City, and Peter gets the anti-venom suit, and he's defaulted to it for the rest of the game. And then Miles, the fact that he's defaulted to the Evolve suit is really dumb, because a lot of people really don't like this suit. I personally just don't like the regular variant of it, that is the canon version to this game. It has way too many, like, design elements I don't really care for. I think any one of these would work either elsewhere or individually, but altogether the suit just looks not that great. And I can't remember what I said about it in the video where I discussed it. The main thing I don't like on this is the hair. I don't understand why. Like, first of all, I don't really care for this hairstyle, but then also, like, on regular Miles, it's whatever. The fact that Miles has an open, like, thing for his mask on top of his head that lets his hair through does not make any sense to me whatsoever as a masked vigilante superhero. I really don't understand that at all. Like, you're in danger of leaving behind traces of your DNA that lets people, or that could let people see who the fuck you are, or find out who the fuck you are. There's also, like, hair follicles and shit, or skin flakes or whatever the fuck that could come off his head that could also do that. It's a lot like how, for instance, the stealth suit from Far From Home has open fingers. Like, it has the fingerless gloves. And that makes no sense at all. Like, either for an agent, or a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent suit, or for Spider-Man. That makes no sense whatsoever, and I don't understand it. It's like, if they wanted to make Spider-Man cool, give him fingers for the gloves, but make them, like, white or something. I don't know. Like Miles' classic suit has the red fingers with the black gloves, which looks cool. And even then, in Far From Home, we get the upgraded suit, and it has the red fingers and black gloves, which is an influence from Miles for that design. So yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait for this, or to play as this in the game either. New red and blue suit. I think I said it in the video where I was talking about it, as well as like the general like gameplay of the first playthrough I did. But it's really funny how we only got to see this in CGI not very clearly and not that well for like less than a minute at the end of No Way Home for this suit. But Sony has made this into toys, I think into licensed merch, or maybe it was Marvel and Disney because they own the merchandising rights to Spider-Man for the films. They made this toys. I think Hasbro's made a toy of it. There's definitely an SH figure art of it coming, which is nice. Which I'm getting, by the way. And they put it in this game. And I'm assuming it's probably been seen elsewhere as well. For, like, games that have it as an alternate suit. Or places that have it as one of the alternate suits. But we have not gotten a good look at this in live action. Plus, it was CGI. So we don't have a practical version of the suit yet. It's a lot like the Stark suit. Where the fuck is it? Here we go. It's a lot like the Stark suit when it was in Civil War. They painted over it with CGI because they hadn't exactly finalized the design yet until they were like doing the action scenes for that, and I think they had made the suit for shooting in Homecoming as a practical suit. But yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, there's something else I would like as well. This was pointed out by Dorito God on his channel when he was discussing the suits, I think from this game and or the Avengers game for Spider-Man. I think it was actually the Avengers game. In Civil War, everything about the suit was slightly darker in terms of the color. The red was slightly darker, the blue was definitely darker, and everything. And in Civil War, that was the case. Homecoming on, they lightened the colors when they made it a practical suit. And that really kind of screws up the design a little bit because it makes all of the extra detail in the black lines stand out a lot more. Whereas in Civil War, they blended a bit better and they just looked like they were there. They didn't look obtrusive to the design. I really, really would love if Insomniac could do a color variant of this and make everything just a tinge darker to match Civil War. So, yeah. I think that would be cool. Plus, if they could do a different version of this that matches the one from Spider-Man 1 as opposed to the one in Spider-Man 2 and 3, that would also be cool. I think that would be great. So, yeah. This is so weird that the eyes are screwed up like this. I hope they take care of this in a patch. Because look at the portrait on the left side of the screen. It has the right eyes. But somehow the model was screwed up. Now here's the thing. I know that, from what I understand, from what I've heard, from developer interviews, I think it was an interview with Brian Intihar, for the suits that they ported over from the first game, and Miles Morales, they basically had to try to rework everything as best they could to fit into this because it worked for PS4, not for PS5, so they had to basically re-encode everything, I think, and convert everything as best they could. And they did a pretty good job with most of the suits, I think. Some suits are a little screwed up. But I'm just like, how do you not see that the eyes are weird on this one? The eyes would look good on a variant of the classic suit that matches the 90s animated series, because that was just how it was designed. But yeah, and that really, really makes me question, like, how the fuck this shit works, because this game was natively made for the PS5 and not made for the PS4, whereas the remaster was a PS4 game converted to PS5 and with added bells and whistles and some changes and additions and everything. And then Miles Morales was a game that was made for both. But you look at the Miles suits in this game and they converted pretty well. They did a pretty good job converting all of these over, so... or porting all of these over, so I don't know. Oh yeah, right. This is another thing I want to do as well for playthrough. And that's why I kind of wish that you could set, or I hope that you can set which, like, regular suit that you have in the game permanently, is, like, I want to do a playthrough where it's, $20.99 and, Spider-Man $20.99 and Miles Morales $20.99. And that would honestly be really, really cool. The web wings really work with $20.99. If you guys have ever played or seen my playthroughs of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, because in those he has sequences where he free dives or free falls, which is really cool. And he, like, I think uses air currents to, like, get around in some of the cutscenes of Edge of Time. I can't remember for Shattered Dimensions, but I'm assuming maybe there as well.
There! Gotta get those robots off the streets! I see you! Give up now! Seems like everyone has a robot army but me! Don't die! Don't die! Why can't anyone nice ever be looking for me?
I very much appreciate the web wings in this game. That's a thing I think they took from the ending of Far From Home and parts of No Way Home, where the Peter and that in the MCU used them, which was really cool. Like, Peter in the MCU used them with the upgraded suit at the end of the movie when he's just swinging around and shit when he's back in New York. And in No Way Home, he used them with the Iron Spider suit. I hope everything made sense in this video, the way I explained it. Basically, I want a few more suits added in post-release patches, which I'm assuming they're doing, and they're probably looking for suggestions or what people would like, or what would be cool to include. If eventually they do several DLC expansions, which it looks like they're going to, if we're going by the leaks from Insomniac from several months ago,
room for one more?
oh yeah, I forgot, suit tearing. I forgot that was a thing in this game. Oh yeah, that's another thing in the upcoming updates in this game.
And nothing burned down. Good.
In the upcoming, what is it? In the upcoming patch to this game that adds New Game Plus, they're also going to add changing time of day, I think changing weather, and maybe just time of day. And then, which I'm really surprised wasn't in the release version of the game, or even just the day one patch. Yeah, that's also kind of the thing is I want to just say is that this game definitely felt rushed. It felt rushed out. Like they had a certain like projected release deadline for this game after they finished Miles Morales. and they did their best to try and meet it, but I think if this game had been delayed like another 6 months or so, I think that this game would have been far better off day one.
How about a timeout?
I love that that is a visual setting instead of just a suit mod this time.
Where'd those symbiotes come from?
Bleed for me.
Ah, gotta parry this guy. Gotta massively parry this guy. And that just had an unintentional, like, thing to it.
How many hunters are left in this city? Too many.
Hold on. I need to see some. Okay, so it's actually in the abilities. No? Zip to point. Point launch, web zip. Oh yeah, that was another thing in the first game I think could have easily been patched in, was like ceiling hang and like the stealth slingshot launch L2 and X. By the way, I knew you could do that. I just forgot that you could do it throughout the game because the game doesn't teach you can do it. That is just really weird that, like, it's a thing that they showed off in, like, the pre-release material, but the game never explains how you can do that, like, right to your face. You have to look for it in the moves list, which is just, that's just odd to me. Church, right? thing. So glad there are these air vents in this game.
There! Symbiotes are after those people! That's right! Focus on the big, loud Spider-Man! That's all of them. I'm so tired.
I'm trying to get Miles to appear again. Yeah, there are a number of things that I just hope that they do. For this game in post-release patches and DLCs and stuff.
What are those cultists thinking? I don't care who started this! I'm finishing it! It's hard enough just dealing with symbiotes.
Yeah, in the first game I never really saw the point to wearing the 2099 suit. In this game, though, with the web wings, it just adds a good dimension to it. You know.
There! That person's in trouble! I've got this! Get clear!
Strike on them.
Okay, clear for now.
I guess it is just kind of randomized for Miles to show up.
Those symbiotes won't stop until they get inside! Hey, uglies! How about picking on me?
I'm surprised Miles isn't showing up right now. That seems like
Take
a
care
glitch.
getting home. And if anyone needs help again, the Spider-Man will be around.
My hero.
There are people trapped inside that store! Where'd those symbiotes come from? Stay inside, everyone! I won't let anything happen to you!
I was pressing the wrong button.
Spider-Man! Help! There's an ambulance nearby. I can take you to it.
Just swing carefully, please.
Does this one have the
We're almost
glitch
there.
I remember? There's a glitch for one of the, No.
And there we are. Pros will take it from here.
But
Thanks a ton.
there's a
Man,
glitch.
People really don't appreciate you enough.
There's a glitch in one of the, what do you call it? One of the places where an ambulance will spawn when you have those types of, missions. Where am I? Okay. But yeah, where the ambulance will be phased through, like, a thing, like a structure.
Need to stop those hunters before someone gets hurt.
He's following us. Go!
How about you try hunting for that brake pedal?
You made this easy!
This is way too fucking automated. I don't even think I have the QTEs turned off.
Lucky I can't write speeding tickets. You hunters would be broke.
Like, I'll be honest, I actually kind of do like that they made it a bit more automated from the first game, because the first game felt like you had to do too much for the things that didn't make, or that didn't matter, but... Damage control. Huh. So I guess that building... didn't really, I guess this hasn't been cleaned up since the Sandman attack. That's weird. Is the game glitching out, or is that meant to be there? Because this is post-game, so... The game's story takes place over about a week or two, so... Yeah. It's really weird in regards to timeline placement for these games. Like, if you actually pay attention, to the game's time progression... The first game takes place over the course of about a month, I think. Somewhere between 2 weeks and a month or so. Then there's a time skip in between the end of the first game's story and... Or towards the end of the first game, right, after Peter beats Doc Ock and the, like, last cutscenes. There's, I want to say there's probably like maybe a week or two more for that time skip. Then in between that, like the post-credit scene of that game and the beginning of the DLCs.
Get out of here!
I'm pretty sure that takes place like several weeks to maybe a month after the ending of the main story for that game. And then, so, the first game takes place in regards to timeline placement about, like, September or October of 2018 to, in regards to where it starts, to, like, maybe November. Yeah, sometime in November of 2018. The DLCs, I think, take place in, like, early 2019. And yeah, there are context clues to say, by the way, that the game takes place when it came out. So, like the fact that Peter's 23 in the game. He got his powers at 15, like he usually does in a lot of adaptations, or a lot of versions of the story, of the Spider-Man story. And then he, and then what,
That's all of them.
Uncle Ben, and then, it's been about, 8 years into his career. I think the in-game bio even states Peter's 23. And Uncle Ben died, I think on his tombstone it originally stated he died in 2010. So that places the game in 2018. Now, why you know it's October is because at the or a little bit after the beginning of the game, there's a mission where there's a Halloween party at ESU. So, yeah, now I'm imagining it takes place either on October 31st or around it. So, late October 2018. But yeah, and then you can pick up on the time skips pretty easily. Like, it's hard to imagine that these things would happen day after day. Like, you'd imagine there probably would be a few days, like,
better jump in
between, at the very least, in between,
all right, I'll take it
each major event of the game. Before, like, the last third of it or so.
much to ask for these hunters to stop hunting stuff.
Yeah, I'm just giving you guys, like, over an hour's worth of Spider-Man gameplay, I guess. Let's show off this one, and the superior suit. People were asking for this for the first game. I'm assuming this game can be backported into the remaster of the first game. Just like, why not, you know? I would gladly pay like $5 to $10 for a suit pack that would like have the remaining suits that I actually really liked from the first game in this one. Even if it's a paid suit. Like, I know that's... Right, I remember that Insomniac said in the PlayStation blog post that they don't usually do paid DLC packs for the game, or for these games, but if it would financially incentivize them to do it,
Just getting resupplied.
I would love if they could port over more of the games. Or
Moving day? Hope you're leaving my city! I got target! Look out! Oh, you guys just snuck right up, huh? That's super cool!
Dodge this! Don't get hit!
Now I'm gonna be jumpy for at least the next 20 minutes.
if you don't know what the superior suit's from, it's from a comic, I forget which one. A comic run where, Doc Ock switched bodies with Peter, and just decided to do the Spider-Manning, but better. And thus, he made his own variation of the Spider-Man suit, and retitled himself, I believe, the Superior Spider-Man. By the way, if you didn't know, I have a gaming channel where I did a playthrough of this game.
Well, look who's in the neighborhood!
Oh, okay, so Miles is right there.
Oh, you're done now!
Thanks for the assist.
Just trying to keep up with you.
Okay. So yeah, I just wanted that to happen. Okay. Send this back, and then for Miles. I don't really care for most of the variants of this suit. And this is my favorite one from Miles Morales. But yeah, so I hope Insomniac does something like that. But anyways, so yeah guys, not much else to say, so links, description, all my shit, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.